Welcome to this week's NC Preps Live show. It is finally December. We've got the four of us here today. Me, Jack Leary, Chelsea Sipple, and Tally Hagler, our three interns. And then the great Dina King is here joining us. Guys, right now we're in the smack dab middle of college basketball season, college football season, high school basketball season. I mean, we got tons of sports going on right now. I think the first one that we're going to dive right into is some college basketball. Carolina just took a hard loss. Me and Dina were talking about it earlier. Dina, what comments just kind of right off the bat are you thinking after watching that UNC game?
Carolina's young. It's still early. Playing 3 games in 3 days will help them. A lot of teams are just trying to find where they're at. I mean, you're seeing a lot of the experienced teams beating some of these powerhouses like the Richmond beating Kentucky. You had Virginia Tech winning the other day. So it's still a long ways till March.
For sure.
We'll get to see college basketball in March.
Yes, definitely. And Duke also took a loss yesterday to Michigan State. So NC State, I think, is still yet to take their first loss of the season. So, Chelsea, I know you kind of keep up with high school basketball the most. We're right smack dab in the middle of the season. What team has really impressed you the most this season?
Probably Combine, I'd say. And then I know I watched the game yesterday, which I think that's the first team I've seen playing masks. So, I mean, Combine took a huge win, and it didn't seem to affect them, but it'd be interesting to hear from the players specifically how the mask impacted their game.
Yeah, and like you said, the mask rule came in effect a few days ago, so it applies to all high school sports right now that are indoors. So Combine has definitely been on a roll. I watched the Burlington game yesterday, Ravenscroft. They actually came back and won by 2 points, which – it was a really close game. Ravenscroft is really, really good. Dina, what team? Kind of the same question that I asked Chelsea. What team other than Combine or another team that has maybe surprised you going into starting the season off?
You got to look down at Lake Norman Christian, how they're doing. Liberty Heights.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got Jamie keeps us up to date with all those teams. So, and pardon me if I have a coughing spell because I've been under the weather last day or so. But those 2 teams have been pretty impressive.
And I think those 3 teams right there have probably been the top 3 teams. Lake Norman went to the Holiday Hoops Giving, so did Liberty Heights and Carmel Christian, and Lake Norman actually, they were ahead by 17 points at halftime, and then Kell High School out of Georgia came back and beat them. So that was a really interesting game. Tally, I know you're playing a sport right now that's in season, volleyball. You gave us a little update last week on how the season was going. How's it going on this week?
Well, Jack, I'd love to give you an update on that, but unfortunately my team has been in quarantine for the past 2 weeks. I've been chilling at home these past 2 weeks. We did have a confirmed case on our JV team, so that's affected both of our teams. We haven't been able to play or practice, but we're planning to get back into practice on Friday and reschedule a bunch of those games. So now we've got 3 games a week, which is what we're used to, but just a much more condensed period of time we're going to be doing them in. So that's that on volleyball.
Yeah, and that's going to be a pretty norm. I know Greensboro Day had a 14-day quarantine at the beginning of their season. They played their first game. Greenfield School's in a 14-day quarantine right now. So that's definitely going to be some teams are going to have to get used to. So that's hard to hear, but I think we got all three of our interviews today are in high school football. So we'll spend most of our time in that. I think we're going to start with Tally since the other two were both at the VTO camp in the Raleigh-Durham area. So Tally, tell us a little bit about who you interviewed and why you wanted to interview him.
Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of the interviews of the 2021 and 2022 class. My little brother is actually a 2024, and he is a big football player. So I was like, Rhett, who were some of those really good 2024 athletes that you know of? He played in the Shrine Bowl, so he gave me some really good names from the Youth Shrine Bowl, and he pointed me towards Christian Valentino Lewis. He is a 2024 quarterback at AC Reynolds High School, and I thought it'd be interesting to see just his thoughts coming in as a freshman, a quarterback, especially during a time as crazy as this.
Yeah, and we touched on the younger prospects last week, so this is going to be cool to hear.
Hello, and welcome back to this week's show. I'm Tally Hagler, and today I'm with Christian Valentino Lewis from AC Reynolds High School. He is a 2024 football and wrestler. Christian, how have you and the AC Reynolds Rockets been preparing for the start of this season?
It's a lot harder to do, especially with COVID and all that stuff, but we're still working through it and putting it all together.
Okay. And coming in as a freshman, especially in this time with COVID-19 and everything, how have you adjusted, like not only being an athlete, but also as a student?
It's definitely harder because you don't go to school as much, and you have to pay attention to your work, and there's a lot of extra stuff to do, but you still got to push through it.
Okay. Tell us about the strengths and weaknesses that you anticipate for AC Reynolds High School this year.
Well, as every year, we're always looking for a state championship. To be honest, I don't even think we have much. I think we're a great team as always. I think we're looking pretty good this year. Okay. But weaknesses, again, COVID was just our weakness, is holding us back from practice and all that.
Yeah, as it is for everyone, so I'm sure y'all be fine. So you also participate in wrestling, correct?
Yes.
So how does playing these two sports, does that cross over and make you better in either one?
It does. That's why one of the main reasons I did want to do wrestling. It helps you a lot with footwork. It also helps with using your hands and keeps you in shape. So it's pretty helpful.
Okay. What sets you apart from your competitors? There's a lot of great athletes out there, and especially when you get older, if you're looking to play in college, there's a lot of good people you're going to be competing against. So what is something that makes you a little bit different than those other people?
Working. One thing that set me apart, I think, was working when I didn't feel like it, or working, doing extra. That was one thing that always set me apart in any sport.
Of course. Who is your biggest role model, either in life or in sports, and why?
My biggest role model right now are probably my parents. They help me through a lot. They're always there. They always help me out if I don't know what to do, and they've done a lot for me.
Okay, and my last question for you is, what is something interesting about you that people may not know just from looking at you?
Maybe I did travel ball. I've been to some all-star games. I went to 4 all-star games, and I won defensive MVP at 2 of them.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's all I have for you today, Christian. Thank you very much for joining us today, and we wish the best of luck to the AC Reynolds Rockets this year.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Great interview. And I was going to throw it to Dina. He goes to AC Reynolds High School, so private school football is kind of wound down, and this is coming to an end, but public high school football is picking back up. Dina, when you look at public school, what are some the top team or top few teams that you think could make a run at best team in the state for public school?
Well, first of all, we need to know what seniors are going to stay. Now, heading into before all this, I would have thought Myers Park, Butler, Vance, Huff, Richmond County in the 4A division. You got Weddington, Charlotte Catholic, the 3A. You got Reedsville and Shelby in 2A, Tarboro, East Surrey. The usual favorites in all the divisions, but now with this early enrolling and then playing in the spring, we really don't know. There could be some sleeper teams out there. So I still think some of those programs, they've got some outstanding kids, and they always have outstanding programs. So it's next man up for some of those programs.
Oh, wait, hold up. We got breaking news. Look who's joining us today, guys. Look who it is.
Oh, no way.
It's Chris. Chris is back. Chris, what are you doing?
I'm here watching you guys do a great job.
Oh, thank you so much. I see. I mean, you're back. At how was Dubai, and how are you feeling back?
Well, it was great. Being gone for the last 2 months was pretty cool. I still may be going back. I'm not sure, but at least I'm back for the next couple weeks or so. We'll kind of evaluate that. But I had to get on here and say hello to you guys, and I've been watching the work you've done on the other end of the time zone. So, my time's never married up with your times to be able to get on here, but it was a pretty cool experience to watch you guys grow and do a great job.
Yes, sir. And just as we were talking, I'll let you chip in. Public school football is coming right around the corner. What are some teams that you think could make a case for best team in the state?
With the landscape of how everything has changed because of the COVID and the postponement of fall football into spring, and you've got guys that have moved on who have declared that they're going to go to college, who aren't going to come back and play. I think that is yet to be determined. I really don't know. I still feel like Richmond County may be the most talented team in North Carolina. And, they might still be, but, I really don't know. I think that's just going to take some time for me to figure out. Dina might have a better grasp on it than I do, because I've really been out of the loop these last 2 months. But I don't know. It'd be fun to figure it out.
Yeah, for sure. And Tally, I wanted to get another question on your interview. I thought it was interesting that you interviewed a multi-sport athlete. So as you've played competition in high school sports and watched high school sports for these past few years in your life, have you seen any different character traits in multi-sport athletes in the competition?
Yeah, I do want to say that I think that multi-sport athletes definitely have a better grasp for managing their time. I know, for myself, I've definitely had to learn. I mean, most athletes favor one sport over the other. Not all, but most. So just if you're playing travel ball, as for me, I play travel ball in the fall, but I still have to manage volleyball throughout the week and schoolwork on top of that. And also I think it does help prevent injuries as you're not overusing those same muscles while you're playing the sports. I've only had one serious injury myself. So I'm a big fan of multi-sport athletes. I'll say that.
Awesome. And Chelsea, I think we're gonna go ahead and head over to your interview, which was at the Raleigh-Durham VTO camp that you attended. Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of D1 commits there, including the one that you chose. Tell us a little bit about who you chose and why you decided to choose them.
Well, first, I'm so glad I could finally make it to the VTO, which was the final one. So made my chance. And then I'm a UNC fan, but being from Raleigh, I do like NC State football. So seeing Julio Davis there was really cool. And then I saw an open opportunity to interview him. So I went in and talked to him.
Awesome. And I think he was one of two NC State commits there. So This is going to be cool to hear from a Wolfpack commit.
For sure.
All
right, this is the rundown by Chelsea Sipple. We are out here at the VTO Sports, and this is Julio Davis, NC State commit, class of 2021. So, Julio, coming out here to the VTO Combine, what are you wanting to achieve?
I just wanted to come out here, work, get some extra work in, and do the one-on-one.
All right, have you determined if you're playing your senior year?
You said, have I determined?
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing it.
All right, and then what are you looking forward to your senior year?
Just winning state championship.
All right, what made NC State the school for you?
Just the coaches, like the family atmosphere. I just knew it was the right school for me.
All right, and what keeps you motivated in football?
My family and God.
All right, and then finally, what's something about you other than football?
We got to think about that one. What you mean?
Just what do you like to do in your free time?
I like to play the game.
All right, cool.
Friends.
Thank you. Again, this is Julio Davis, 2021 NC State commit.
Yes, sir.
That was a great interview, and I thought
Thank you.
it was cool that we were talking about Richmond County as one of the top teams in the state, and he was our first interview. And also from Richmond County, UNC commit Caleb Hood was there. Chris, I know you talk about Richmond County, and those are probably two of the best players on their team. What other players on that team do you think have a chance to make a breakout year this year?
I don't have.
I kind of put you on the spot.
Names fresh on my head. I can tell you the receiver. What's his name? Number 4.
Jacoby Baldwin. He's committed to NC State.
Yep.
He was at the VTO.
Caleb Hood's younger brother. I think he's going to be a junior. He's very good-looking player. They've just got so many young guys on that team that are really good. I don't see Richmond going anywhere for the next several years. Their numbers are really high. If you get a chance to go down there and see the workouts that Coach Till puts them through in the weight room, their team strength is getting to be as good as anywhere in the state, which is a huge deal. Just the weight program and everything in general can really take a decent team or a good team to incredible heights. All you got to do is look at the independence teams that Coach Tommy Knotts had, or his Dutch Fork teams, which, by the way, he's going for 5 championships in a row Friday night down in South Carolina. So, a good weight program is where it's at, and Richmond's is as good as anywhere right now. So I think that they're one of the teams to beat. I really do.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we're going to head over to the last interview we have, which is mine, which was also at the Raleigh-Durham VTO camp. And we have a rare case here. He's actually goes to high school in Virginia, but he was at the Raleigh VTO camp, so I think it counts. So this is Landon Baker, who goes to Hopewell High School in Virginia. He won the offensive line MVP in the one in Fayetteville, I think, and then he came out in this one, and he did really good too. So here is Landon Baker.
Here at the NC Preps at the VTO camp in the Raleigh-Durham area. We're at the offensive line, defensive line one-on-ones with Landon Baker from Hopewell High School in Virginia. Landon, you already won offensive line MVP. What were some reasons that you came back out here?
To get more reps and get more competition, because at the last camp, I feel like I won a lot of competition there.
Yeah. So I saw you doing the bench. You had almost 40 reps. Do you feel like strength is one of your strengths in your game, and what are some strengths in your game?
I feel like that was a strength in my game, and lifting I do all the time. So when I come here and perform, I think it pushes everybody else to try to beat something.
Oh, for sure. You're going into your senior year. The recruiting process is big going into your senior year. What offers do you have, and what interests are you starting to get?
I have 9 offers. I have Bridgewater, West Virginia State, Virginia Union, University of Greensboro, Averett. I have a prep school, and those are most of it.
Yes, sir.
Hampton-Sydney.
Oh yeah, awesome. And going into your senior year, Hopewell is looking to have a big year. What are your team goals going into this year?
Win another state championship, go 1-0 every week.
For sure. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. That VTO camp was a great way to end it off. I thought all the VTO camps this year were a great success, and I know Dina was a key part in putting those together. So, Dina, what was the overall experience of having the first VTO camps in North Carolina? Your mic.
There you go.
It was great. I traveled over probably about 3,000 miles from Asheville to the coast and parts in between. And they're going to have their big All-American challenge in Bradenton, Florida next month. So I guess I'll have to go down to that as well. So more football for me. Just wanted to be around the kids and just had a great time. Hopefully, some of these kids will benefit from it because as at every one of them there were some coaches there. So and it was live streamed. So any publicity or anything these kids can get, any offers, it made me feel pretty good to be a part of it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think a prime example was there was a kid there at the Raleigh. I don't remember what his name was, but he ran a 4.32. Is that what it was, Dina? He ran a 4.32 and did a 40-inch vertical. And
it was another kid from Richmond County, Ramel Jones. He's a wide receiver. He's a 2021 kid, and I asked him. He has 2 offers from Wingate and A&T. So hopefully he, by showing out there, will help him.
Yes, for sure. And that's what it's all about. So I was going to throw it over to Chris or Dina or anybody else that had any other topics to talk about or any last words to end the show off.
Well, I'll jump in there first just to say it's great to be on here. I just want to stress this one more time. I just got back in town, so I haven't had a chance to really do a lot. But I'm really happy with the growth I've seen from this group of guys, and Brianna included. I know she wasn't feeling well tonight, and watching you guys really take charge and do some great things. I know Dina is equally as proud of you as I am, just to see how your confidence has grown and your ability to get on there and conduct these interviews. You know, from day one to today, it's just light years better than what you've been. So this is me really proud of you guys. And also, you know, just happy to be back, at least here in the Carolinas for a little bit of time, at least. We'll see what the next couple of weeks looks like for me. Anxious to hear some of the news coming down from the North Carolina High School Athletic Association's Board of Directors meeting tomorrow. We've got a press conference with that, so I'm anxious to hear anything that comes down. And I haven't had a chance to talk to anyone about it, but I'm kind of happy about the news that came out about the realignment going back to 4 classifications. I'm kind of curious to see how that plays out with the new formula that the state's going to use in defining those classes, and see what the football playoffs are going to look like here in the next year. I've kind of had some sources give me an idea, and, you know, if it plays out the way I think it will, I think I'm going to like it. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, that's just kind of what I've been tracking. And of course, you know, I've been very quiet being gone these past couple months because I've been doing some work with the troops, but I'm always tied into what you guys are doing and just proud of y'all, and kind of pass it over to Dina because I know she's got the pulse of everything going on in the state. So I'm anxious to hear what you got to say.
Well, I can't. Like I said earlier, I'm limited kind of on my talking because I'll start coughing and everything. But I really want to say welcome back to you, Chris. We've missed you, and we've missed you here on the show. But we've been in contact with you, so we checked in on you, made sure you was over safe, and glad you made it safely back over here, and just, you know, want to thank you for being a part of this. And I know we didn't have our Thanksgiving show, so just with a lot of things going on, just wanted to thank all you guys for being a part of this show.
Yes, and it's something that we all love to do, and we hope it continues for the whole season and for many more seasons, and have new interns come through the system and stuff like that, and our interns to succeed as they go into college and stuff like that. So I think this is something really good that we can do, and hopefully that we can continue to do it in the future. So, all right. Well, I think that is all we've got for tonight. I think it was a great show. 3 interviews. Surprise guest Chris came back. We're missing Brianna, who's like we said is not feeling well, but We missed her this week. Hopefully she can be back next week. So thank you guys all for tuning in, and we will catch you next week, Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Thank you guys.
Thank you.